Hi guys, let's look at the formation for tomorrow's game. We've tried lots of different systems so far. We've tried 4-4-2 for diamond once already, fairly unsuccessfully because we hadn't covered certain key aspects of defending, so it was never going to work properly. And now we do have to start looking at how we're getting forward and go through the various thirds of the field. So what I want to do briefly this morning is make the guys aware tomorrow of how this system works and how it doesn't, how it gets broken down too easy. So what we need to look at more regularly, hopefully in the last 2 weeks we've been speaking about it, is getting out from the keeper and getting ourselves into the first stage of moving through the field. So what we'll be looking at tomorrow, and what I'd like to see from you guys, is the back four setting out initially the right shape in order to get out. So the way we're going to do that tomorrow is we'll have Ray on this side coming out almost on the touchline, James on this side almost on the touchline, and then we'll have Big Tony and Carl split here and here. So we've created the horseshoe around the back. Now it's quite important that you guys back here and these guys back here don't press too far forward, keep it quite deep, and from a deep position we can keep control. If we push too high and try to maintain control, it won't work, so we'll be pressed too quickly. And if their team presses us too hardly, too aggressively, we have to drop even into these areas back here. And this is to maintain the 5 now, including the keeper, to hold the ball, maintain possession against what will potentially be 2 forwards. I will look at how they will press the system later, but for the moment we'll ignore their forwards. So we're looking at this horseshoe, and once we've got this horseshoe shape, we start to move up the field slightly. And what we're looking for the midfield to do is understand a rotational diamond system in the middle of the field. The only way that these boys, they will be marked, every single one of them will be marked. So the only way that this diamond manages to get on the ball is through movement. They cannot get on the ball if they don't create the movement. So what you do in this system is you create a clockwise or anti-clockwise piece of movement with all 4 there that allows somebody to get on the ball. So what will happen here is that the ball, let's put Milan as blue. The ball will move. We'll always try to kick out from the centre. Milan, I don't want you kicking out from the left or from the right. Please kick out from the centre. This will leave in question as to which direction you're going to be going. So kick out from the centre, and let's say, for example, the ball comes out to Carl on the right side here. Carl will be in possession and he's looking for a pass. What I want to try and do is get the ball into James as regularly as possible, but obviously the ball into James there as regularly as possible, but obviously Carl has options to go into Pat or into Nathan, but they will be marked, so we don't want to do that. We want to get the ball as much as possible out to James. So James, sometimes in order to, because this guy might be pressing between the 2 of you, you might have to pop in here to come and get the ball, and Carl will feed it in that side, but most of the times it will come around the outside when this guy tries to press forward. So ball ended up with James. Now, the midfield at this stage, once James has got the ball on this side, they need to rotate. The midfield need to rotate, they need to be on the game, and they all need to do the same thing at the same time. So, the rotation, if James has got the ball, is clockwise. This guy goes up to here, this guy comes to here, this guy comes to here, and this guy comes to here. That movement, again, won't work if it's too high, or if it's also too deep back here. But that diamond needs to keep its shape, and it can't be too wide. We can't have someone out here. It won't work. So in order for James to get a pass off, James can go back to Carl with the ball, or he'll try and feed it into the midfield. And how we do that is that these guys lose their markers. So the ball comes down here to James. James receiving the ball is the trigger for this group of 4 in the middle to rotate. They all rotate clockwise. The people that are marking them will not figure this out for at least until the second half of the game. This guy will come over here to come and pick up the ball. Tommy will come back here and head towards goal, so James can lay a ball in here, or it can come straight in here. So there's 3 potential passes on for James, back to Carl, in here to Tom, or up here to Ash. 3 potential passes. There is a 4th, it could go all the way back to the keeper if needed, but there are 3 possibilities. Pat that was back here, we were there. Pat was back here, runs away from the ball. You can't have all movement at the ball. Some movement has to go away from the ball to take people away. So Pat will be running away from the ball and will not be interested in receiving the ball until he hits that point over here. His hips will rotate and turn towards the ball again. That's the movement. And that diamond needs to stay in close formation, and they need to be within passing distance of each other. Now the guys that are marking you will be completely baffled and not got a clue what's going on, and in the first 5 attempts of this occurring, either Nathan will pick up the ball in this deep area and it can go over here, it can come out here to Ray. I'm happy to be passing backwards, I don't want to be passing forward all the time, it's too one-dimensional and easy to read. Nathan will pick up the ball, or Tom will pick up the ball as he comes in this way. And the people defending you, the markers defending you, will be all at a loss. And this is how we beat man marking, with rotation in the centre of the field with the diamond. So just to say it one more time, we start in the centre of the goal, comes out to Carl, comes out to James. James has passing options, it can come all the way back if he must, it can come to Carl if he must. James receiving the ball is the moment, this is the trigger for these guys to rotate. Everybody rotates. 1, 2, 3 possible passes here. Ball comes in, and from this position we can play in so many different ways. These guys are going to be out here screaming, but this is what I want to see. This diamond 4 rotating, Milan kick out from the centre, and then we got the horseshoe at the back. We can always play all the way back around through the horseshoe. If the ball comes out from Milan, comes over this side, out here to Ray. Ray receiving the ball is the trigger for these guys all to rotate anti-clockwise. We come this way, this one comes this way, this one comes this way. Now you've got passing options. There's passing options here, here, here. This one's coming forward. We've also got Tony, big Tony back here. We can come back round the horseshoe at the back. So this is the system we're going to run with tomorrow. I want to see it working. If it's not working and people aren't complying and doing what's been asked, we have got subs which we're going to just rotate. So subs, please look at the system and understand every position. Using this system, we should easily get out of our half of the pitch almost every time in the first half. If it doesn't work, I'll be very disappointed. It'll be down to poor touches or people not doing what they've been asked to do. So, hopefully that's clear. We can look at this briefly with some markers to give you an idea of what it is that you're going to be up against. So here are our markers. Let's put one there, one there. Now here are the 2 key markers. We've got one here and one here. So why are they key? If this guy isn't free and available, this guy presses high and marks him, they're not free to receive the ball. The position of Ray on this wing is really vital. If Ray pushes right up here, he's going to engage this man as a marker. Ray needs to be a decent distance back here to keep this guy high. He might try and press up here or just look at you from a distance, in which case that's fine. We've still got time on the ball. It's very unlikely this man is going to come all the way up here, and on the same side here, this man to come all the way up here. So let's just check the number on the field. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 players. Same on this side, James. If you're too high, you'll engage this man. You won't be able to receive the ball. You drop in deep enough, this guy will not want to leave this area available. So he's going to hold off back here. So your position in relation to this man is vital to make sure you're available to receive the ball. So these two guys are very important to the system. Got to keep that horseshoe shape and not drag it out and make the shape awful. Obviously, as we move up the pitch, we'll end up there eventually, but by that time you've already played the guys in. So, the guys rotating in the middle will lose their markers because these guys will be man marking. Sunday League football. I'll do a small video about that again a bit later. We also are man marking too much and it's leaving us vulnerable. These guys in the middle will man mark and they'll start following you around and won't have a clue where you're going. So the ball comes out this side, we go anti-clockwise so that Tom can pick up the ball or Ash can pick up the ball. And if we come out this side, we go clockwise. Once these guys get on the ball, you know this guy's going to be coming at you. So don't panic, look for the man available in here, or we go back round the horseshoe. We need to maintain possession in our own half. I'll leave that there. If we're having problems whereby these guys are coming high tomorrow, I'll address that during the game. But this is what we're going to do. So I'll sign off now, and then there's some other things that I'll be looking at shortly. Cheers.